inside the statue of goddess Xiao. Where is this? As the strange force just now pulled them, Xiao and Little Yi felt an energy swirling around them, causing a dizzying sensation. After a moment, everything suddenly quieted down, but the feeling of dizziness persisted. No matter how hard they tried to use their soul power or mental defenses, they couldn't resist it. The force felt like a highly pure energy, replenishing the qi that was lacking inside them, while simultaneously pulling out all the hidden secrets deep within their bodies, exposing them without reservation. Cough, cough. With a light cough, they finally returned to normal. Xiao quickly patted his head, then woke up Little Yi beside him and began surveying the surroundings. They found themselves in a remarkably beautiful nest, with a vibrant purple aura filling the air, and the fragrance of birds and flowers in bloom. The ground beneath their feet was made of purple soil, with wisps of warm purple flames swirling around. Strange. Looking up, they saw that the trees, weeds, and wild beasts in this purple world weren't real. Instead, they seemed to be products of the purple flames themselves, growing and flourishing like an illusion. Brother, look. Just as Xiao was puzzled, the reincarnation seal on Little Yi's forehead shook violently, as if a scale was about to fall off. The scorching purple flames tilted uncontrollably, emanating an ancient aura, and moved directly toward the center of the purple world. Bang, bang, bang. The appearance of Little Yi's purple flames made all the objects in the purple world retreat, revealing an extremely bizarre scene before them. A road paved with purple carpets led to the end of this space, where various colored energies were quietly lying in wait. Could they be powerful spirits of the Elven race, each with their own attribute? Fire spirit, water spirit, thunder spirit. How is this possible? Little Yi's gaze was fixed on the distance, her eyes wide with astonishment, and for a long time, she couldn't say a word. What are they doing? Even from a great distance, Xiao could sense the ancient fluctuations emanating from these statuesque elven warriors. The power of reincarnation. These beings were all reincarnation experts? Moreover, they were bowing down, hands raised, their backs bent, with an elegant purple circular platform appearing above them. Around the platform were circles of noble purple patterns, each intricate curve exuding an aura of immense divine power. Looking closely, it seemed like these elven statues were carrying something. Crack. As Xiao realized what was happening, a loud crash came from the circular platform above the 9 elven statues. A terrifying pressure from heaven and earth descended. Gulp. What is that? Goddess Xiao? They both looked up, and the immense pressure forced them to kneel, their bodies sinking several tens of centimeters into the purple soil, their eyes fixed on a faint figure atop the purple circular platform. This old immortal is indeed petty. With these words, a graceful figure appeared on the purple circular platform behind the 9 elven statues. Strangely, Xiao eternal ruler and imperial flame ring were in the hands of this figure. The figure casually played with the eternal ruler and imperial flame ring with a sneer, displaying utter disdain. Her expression was filled with a mix of nostalgia and hatred, an enigma that was hard to decipher. Senior. Seeing this, Xiao and Little Yi felt their scalps go numb. They could only utter a trembling voice. Under the pressure of such a powerful being, they had no strength to resist. Their life or death was at her whim. This figure's power was already beyond the reach of any mortal. Such strength was not something reincarnation could compare to. The ones who control the sacred flame are indeed always so fond of stirring up trouble. Just kill them all. A soft and elegant voice floated over, and with a graceful gesture, a purple flame suddenly emerged from her fingertip, instantly transforming into an ancient purple symbol. This symbol shimmered with an intimidating power that seemed capable of piercing the heavens. Within the purple symbol, an ancient wave of energy seeped out, as if it could easily incinerate the very heavens. Gulp! From just a few dozen meters away, feeling this terrifying aura, Xiao heart skipped a beat, his pulse racing furiously. For the first time, he felt the proximity of death. Before this figure, all of his powers seemed useless, Even the immortal energy within him trembled, clearly unable to resist this level of attack. Immortal? How could they possibly oppose a god? Holy Mother! Xiao Yin growled under the suffocating pressure, barely managing to utter those words. Little one, what did you say? Hearing Xiao Yan's voice, the purple figure suddenly paused for a moment, then slithered away from the circular platform, moving swiftly until it stood before Xiao Yin. From within the purple sleeves, a delicate finger shot out with an overwhelming force, lightly tapping Xiao Yan's shoulder. Then, the breathtakingly beautiful face turned, and under the cover of purple runes, it stared at Xiao Yin. That gaze caused Xiao Yan's spiritual and soul energy to boil within him, as if his power was burning. Even his Naiwen palace trembled violently under this force, in an extremely strange way. Master! Seeing this terrifying display of power, Little E quickly roared, her reincarnation seal glowing brightly in the center of her forehead. This is none of your business. Get away. The purple figure ignored Little E, her slender, jade-like hand flicking as she slapped Little E hundreds of meters away, rendering her unable to resist. Holy Mother, we mean no harm. We came to disturb you without intention. Being so close to the purple figure, Xiao Yin was overwhelmed by waves of cold, deathly sensations, his entire body shuddering in helplessness. A bone-chilling coldness crept into his heart. If this stalemate continued, Xiao Yin feared he would perish here. Enough with the nonsense. The purple figure shook her head, and the purple runes immediately tore toward Xiao Yan's crown, the seemingly casual motion carrying an overwhelming killing intent. Damn it! Feeling the sharp threat of death, Xiao Yan's chest erupted with a roar, and an endless eruption of vibrant flames poured out, like a volcano erupting. However, these flames were powerless under the influence of the purple figure, and were completely overwhelmed by the purple runes. What is happening? Just when Xiao Yin felt the cold touch of death, his Naiwen palace suddenly released a gentle energy that began soothing his battered body. Cough. Yaoji, is this really necessary? Just as Yaoji's power was about to strike Xiao Yin, a warm current descended like bamboo shoots after a rain, filling the heavens and earth. It was a golden, towering figure, with the eternal ruler and imperial flame ring emitting a blazing golden light. The figure smiled as it looked at Xiao Yin. What kind of terrifying power must lie within that ancient and vast, aged body? The fluctuations of this figure, if unleashed, could likely erase the entire heavenly sea. Their power, it seemed, was beyond the scope of mere reincarnation. Master! Seeing the golden figure, Xiao Yin sighed with relief and immediately released a heavy breath, his face full of shock as he gazed at the golden figure in the distance. Yaoji, why are you doing this? Bullying my disciple is the same as bullying your own disciple. The golden figure smiled faintly as it summoned the eternal ruler and imperial flame ring, flying towards Xiao Yin. The rich flame aura greatly rejuvenated Xiao Yin. If I hadn't done this, would you have come out? Holy King! Upon seeing the golden figure, Yao Ji let the purple runes dissipate, walking lazily towards the golden figure, her words laced with a deep anger. Or perhaps, jealousy? Second brother, are you all right? With the purple runes no longer in the way, Little E hurried back to help Xiao Yin up, concern written across her face. What's going on here? Xiao Yin and Little E both looked utterly confused. Foolish child, Holy Mother has already opened the path to your Naiwen palace. Now your soul power has reached the late essence transformation stage, and stepping into divine travel is just around the corner. Don't you want to thank the Holy Mother? The golden figure stroked his magnificent flames, grinning. Disciple Xiao Yin thanks Holy Mother Yao Ji. Xiao Yin was startled, realizing that his Naiwen palace was now completely filled with 6 layers. His spiritual power had just broken through to the late essence transformation stage under Yao Ji's casual strike. Who was this person? Tuasha, you still know how to laugh? Yao Ji scolded, but the affectionate glance she gave him didn't escape Xiao Yin and Little Yi's notice. Jeer, it's been my fault all these years. I've made you suffer. At this moment, Tuasha, the golden figure, took Yao Ji's delicate hand, a look of deep guilt on his face. You. Yao Ji had been about to lash out, but upon Tuasha's gesture, she froze, the anger in her eyes quickly fading. Enough. Now, we are only two energy forms. These words, save them for when you see me personally. Yao Ji, however, would not accept such vague words, pulling her hand from the Holy King's grasp, her beautiful eyes filled with a subtle pride. Seeing Yao Ji's posture, the Holy King didn't force the matter, only shaking his head and saying, "The matter of emotions, no matter how powerful someone like me, standing at the peak of the great thousand worlds, I am helpless against it." Heh. Your disciple? Your disciple? Your disciple? Has the first stage of the flame mantra been condensed with the sacred inscription just now? And what kind of useless junk did you give him? A broken, battered eternal ruler? Some random, useless things? And that bastard Xiao Yuntian, leaving only a fragment of the sacred flame map for his descendants? Originally calm, Yao Ji's anger erupted once again upon hearing Tuasha's words. A clear look of contempt and disdain appeared in her eyes. Xiao Yin and Lily exchanged a glance, unable to say anything in response. At their level, they had no right to speak against such powerful figures. But they also finally understood, Tuasha, the ancient emperor, was the Holy King who was famous across the great thousand worlds. From their earlier guesses and the current situation, it seemed that the relationship between the Holy King and Goddess Yao Ji was very delicate. Could it really be as they had speculated? Holy King? Holy Mother? Cough. After being scolded by Yao Ji, the Holy King showed no signs of anger. He looked at Xiao Yin with a hint of apology. Let me explain. This is something we couldn't avoid. We could certainly help him more, but if we did, our movements would be exposed more clearly. At this moment, the Holy King's words carried an inexplicable depth. So what do you mean by that? Yao Ji, a person of extraordinary talent, sensed something from the Holy King's words. During the first battle between heaven and earth, the extraterritorial evil clans were our main enemies. But in the end, after the great thousand worlds paid an extremely heavy price, we still managed to drive them out. Even so, clans like the Xiao clan, who stood at the peak of the great thousand worlds, were all sealed and slain. The remaining strong ones can only lie low for now, waiting for this matter to come to light. The Holy King spoke, as though there were hidden meanings behind his words. You mean, someone is pulling the strings behind the scenes? Yao Ji asked, clearly confused. She had never dealt with such matters before. It's hard to say right now. Little one, this is the last bit of power I have left. If there's no fate, this might be the last time we meet. The Holy King's gaze suddenly turned toward Xiao Yin. Senior, how can I find you? This was the question Xiao Yin was most concerned about. With the relationship between the Holy King and the Xiao clan, finding either one would likely make the next steps much easier. Netherworld realm. But you must remember to guard against those at the center of the human realm. The mastermind seems to come from there. The Holy King's eyes were filled with an unfathomable depth as he spoke. I understand. Xiao Yin nodded. Don't worry. Though we are sealed and suppressed, we won't die for now. Moreover, we sealed ourselves, so even that mastermind will have difficulty finding us. However, the extraterritorial evil clans are eyeing us, and they could easily become the henchmen of the mastermind. If they attack again, the great thousand worlds will be in grave danger. You need to increase your strength as quickly as possible. Without reaching the reincarnation stage, you won't be able to touch the third sacred flame. Even if you practice the flame mantra, you'll be destroyed completely. With your strength, unless you reach the middle tier of the reincarnation stage, you won't touch the peak of this great thousand world, nor will you be able to enter the netherworld realm. The Holy King continued. That's it, my foolish disciple. We will meet again in the netherworld. As his words fell, the Holy King's figure disappeared once again. Holy, call me your majesty. Just as Xiao Yin was about to speak, Yao Ji responded. This time, her tone had no hostility, only a faint trace of sadness. Your majesty. Xiao Yin spoke. I understand the situation. Although I wish to help, I am not in my true form and am powerless. Yao Ji shook her head. Where is your true form, your majesty? Xiao Yin boldly asked. My true form exists in the dark holy abyss. That is the second demon-suppressing prison, which humans of the great thousand world have passed down through the generations. I know why you've come here, but this person carries my reincarnation seal. This time, I cannot assist you too much. I will leave a trial for you. If you pass, I will grant you both considerable blessings. If you fail, neither of you are worthy to become my disciples. In an instant, the wind stirred, and an overwhelming aura descended, one that seemed capable of soaring through the heavens. Please, Senior, guide us. Xiao Yin and Little E immediately clasped their fists and awaited the trial from Yao Ji. Behind me is the Elven race. Currently, there is a demonic thought in the Elven nest, whose power is comparable to that of the fourth-tier reincarnation stage. You two should have already crossed paths with it. Though it is severely wounded, with the coffin of the Elven clan leader, its strength should not be underestimated. As for my trial, you two must work together to slay this demonic thought and retrieve the Elven clan leader's token. In exchange, I will pass my inheritance on to Little E. The illusory figure of Goddess Yao Ji gazed at Xiao Yin and spoke slowly. Slay. Slay the divine ruler? The divine artifact ranked second on the human realm's artifact list? It is said that whoever wields this ruler can shatter the cycle of reincarnation and slay even a Doshin. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yin felt a surge of power within him, as if a vast force was stirring inside him. This eternal ruler, which he had condensed from heavenly flames on the Do-Chi continent, actually had such a history? Heh, little brat, don't get too excited just yet. The power of the god-slaying ruler is immense. Even in its complete form, you cannot wield it a bit at your current level. In the past, the Holy King used the full power of the god-slaying ruler to slay an evil god from the extraterritorial evil clan with just a single strike. I will teach you the method to restore the god-slaying ruler, but the restoration process has two parts. Once both parts are repaired, it still requires special tempering before it can shine once again. Because you can feel it too, the eternal ruler is not only severely damaged, it even has a faint, ethereal sensation. The origin of the god-slaying ruler is unknown, but its predecessor is the same eternal ruler you hold. The eternal ruler formed from heavenly flames is merely its initial form. After you repair it once, it will be capable of unleashing terrifying power that can shake reincarnation. Only after a second repair and refining will the god-slaying ruler return to the great thousand worlds and regain its rightful glory. Goddess Yao Ji poured cold water over Xiao Yan's burning excitement, yet clearly explained the origins of this divine artifact. This is the god-slaying ruler. After the Holy King's special modification, the ruler has 7 holy holes, each corresponding to a holy flame that forms a sacred mark. The 6 holy flames that you both possess are enough to unleash considerable power from it. I will temporarily grant both of you the strength of the reincarnation stage and directly transfer you into the coffin of the spirit clan's leader, where the evil thoughts reside. Remember, to deal with evil forces, you must steadfastly hold your true heart and use the divine flames of sacred fire to fight your enemies. Only then will you have a slim chance of survival. Do you have confidence? Yao Ji looked up, and her eyes suddenly filled with an ancient and vast aura. We will not fail. Let's go. Xiao Yin and Little E exchanged a glance, murderous intent flashing in their eyes. Good luck, but there is only one sacred flame. When you return victorious, how will it be distributed? I'm doing this for your own good. Boom. A massive purple energy completely ignored the restrictions of the void and directly teleported the two of them into the golden coffin where the spirit clan leader resided. Inside the coffin, everything was pitch black, and the evil power surged like a tide, sending chills down their spines. Evil monsters, expressionless, rampaged through the dark void, leaving chaos in their wake, the stench unbearable, like a dark nest of corpses piled together. Whoosh! The eternal ruler, glowing with a faint golden light, stood before Xiao Yin and Little E. Instantly, the dark, evil creatures were driven away. Big Brother. Little Yi's reincarnation seal at her brow gleamed brilliantly, her expression extremely serious as she looked at the golden coffin hanging in the dark void. On the golden coffin, a dark, writhing liquid continued to absorb nutrients, slowly restoring its strength. It hasn't completely died yet. Xiao Yin gripped the eternal ruler with one hand, fully unleashing its terrifying aura, his eyes locked on the golden coffin above. He spoke lightly. At the same time, with his other hand, a 5-colored fire lotus began to slowly spin. Boom! The dark energy above the coffin ignored Xiao Yan's actions. As Xiao Yin waved his hand, the 5-colored fire lotus spun rapidly, releasing countless brilliant, scorching lotus petals that shot toward the dark aura above the golden coffin. Whum! A white mist rose from the dark energy, and a wailing, enraged sound, like a beast's howl, reverberated through the heavens and earth. Whoosh! You! How did you get in here? Just as Xiao Yin and Little Yi were focused on the scene below, an evil roar echoed through the dark void, and the dark aura above the golden coffin reappeared. Demonic shadow evil spirit, we meet again. This time, aided by the power of reincarnation, Xiao Yin immediately summoned 6 ancient, sacred flame runes that flickered before him. With the combined might of the eternal ruler and the 6 sacred marks, a terrifying force unlike any before began to purify and burn away this corrupted world. Swoosh! This time, I will ensure you stay here forever. Evil thought grand formation. Without further warning, the demonic shadow evil spirit waved its hand, and a vast, thick black mist engulfed Xiao Yin and Little Yi's bodies, trapping them completely. In Xiao Yan's eyes, a terrifying killing intent surged, and as his hand lifted, an endless torrent of power erupted, causing the entire world to tremble in agitation. Seeing the terrifying power emanating from Xiao Yin, the demonic shadow evil spirit couldn't help but feel a sense of disbelief. It seemed like this level of power was beyond Xiao Yan's control. What kind of force was this? Since you've arrived, then become the nourishment for me. Gazing at Xiao Yan's imposing aura, a sneer spread across the pitch-black face of the demonic shadow evil spirit. Its eyes glowed with an endless evil light as demonic power swept out, overwhelming the sky and turning it into a hellish nightmare. Reincarnation seal. A purple halo surrounded Little Yi, and as she activated the seal, the evil power in the entire space rapidly retreated from the two of them. Eternal ruler. 6 sacred marks. A thunderous roar, filled with majesty and divinity, echoed throughout the space. In an instant, a golden giant ruler, several thousand feet tall, slowly materialized behind Xiao Yin. On the golden ruler, the handle featured a golden dragon shadow, exuding boundless might. The ruler's body gleamed with intense golden light, as though it could suppress anything in its path with terrifying power. Most notably, 6 flame-marked sacred inscriptions, each shining with different colors and powers, filled the 7 small holes along the ruler's body. Ancient and vast, the power radiated like a golden sun. Even a single ray of its scorching light crushed the terrifying monsters that filled the sky. With righteous intent, the golden sun energy descended, shattering the void. The demonic shadow evil spirit and the coffin beneath them shook violently, as if they might shatter at any moment. Why does this strange golden ruler drain my evil power? Sensing the terrifying attack, the demonic shadow evil spirit glared at Xiao Yin with a chilling look. This attack, he realized, must have been taught by a powerful being. The difference between this level of attack and their previous encounter was night and day. Today is your end. Suppression. With immense power, Xiao Yin swung the eternal ruler heavily at the void. Instantly, the golden sun in front of him released sacred halos, and with the terrifying force of falling stars, it rushed toward the demonic shadow evil spirit to destroy it. Think you can kill me? It's not that easy. Feeling the overwhelming sacred aura, the demonic shadow evil spirit knew there was no escape. Immediately, it reached out from the black shadow with a hand full of dark lines, reaching for the golden coffin in front of them. This was the golden coffin that housed the remains of the previous Elven clan leader, and the demonic shadow evil spirit's actions left both Xiao Yin and Little E stunned. Second brother, the Elven coffin is incredibly rigid and mysterious. Even the Grand Elder couldn't crack it. Don't worry, Little E sneered, seeing that the demon was as good as dead. Something's not right. But Xiao Yan's massive spiritual power began to exude a long-forgotten sense of fear. Crack! A sharp, screeching sound suddenly echoed throughout the dark void. The two of them saw a flash of light on the golden coffin, and drops of cyan blood began to drip down, spilling relentlessly onto the demonic shadow evil spirit's body. Old fool, die for me. Boom. As the cyan blood dripped, the demonic shadow evil spirit's damaged source quickly recovered. It then shot a fierce glare at Xiao Yin, immediately surging into the golden coffin. The entire dark void fell silent once again. What's going on? Little E was momentarily stunned. The previous Elven clan leader had perished countless years ago. Why was there still golden blood, the essence of the Elven race? Moreover, the golden coffin was covered with countless mysterious markings. How could the demonic shadow evil spirit easily break into it? It seems like it has already corrupted the remains of the previous leader, Xiao Yin murmured, his eternal ruler humming ominously behind him. Despite the support of 6 flame sacred marks and the power of flame mantra, a chilling aura began to emanate. Bang! 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 Just as the two hesitated, mysterious runes on the edge of the golden coffin began to silently fall off, and dark markings spread out like evil cracks, threatening to tear the coffin apart. Roar! Roar! In the next moment, dark demonic energy surged from the golden coffin, once again enveloping the entire void. This guy, he can actually control the power of the clan leader? Little E stared in shock at the golden coffin, which was shaking violently. It seemed like the demonic shadow evil spirit was about to break free. Xiao Yin nodded, and the vast soul power within his body surged outward. However, as soon as he used his soul power, Xiao Yin was surprised to find that as his soul power entered the late essence transformation stage, the entire void here appeared in his mind, completely uncovered. This place had once been a light and airy space, used to house the corpse of the Elven race's clan leader. But now, due to the disturbance of evil thoughts, it had turned into a bloody, foul-smelling space. Soul power, sacred inscription, eternal ruler. An amber-colored, strange light flickered in Xiao Yan's eyes. His spirit palace surged, and invisible soul power immediately bound the golden coffin tightly. The eternal ruler in his hand emitted a dazzling glow, and 6 sacred inscriptions unfolded. Boundless sacred flame and soul power combined to form a tight soul flame net. On the soul flame net, countless fire runes flickered, ancient and profound, suppressing the evil aura that was spreading from the golden coffin. Heaven and earth punishment, God-slaying ruler. A high-pitched roar echoed as a giant golden ruler suddenly expanded many times over, raised high above Xiao Yan's head, before swinging down with immense force toward the golden coffin, which was tightly bound by the soul flame net. Though the shattered eternal ruler was fragile, under the coverage of the 6 sacred inscriptions, the ancient flames roared toward the interior of the golden coffin. Under the assault of such terrifying power, the golden coffin suddenly began to rotate, and the endless ancient flames completely evaporated the demonic aura surrounding it. God-slaying ruler? Seeing the enormous golden ruler rushing at it, a terrifying tremor came from within the golden coffin. You want to kill me? You're still too weak. Feeling the threat of death, the demonic shadow inside the golden coffin let out a mad roar. As demonic energy surged, it actually caused the giant golden ruler to slow down considerably. Elven power. Another low growl sounded, and a cyan halo replaced the demonic energy, directly spreading out from the golden coffin. As it spread, it collided head-on with Xiao Yan's attack. Reincarnation seal. Absorb it all. Big brother, now's the time. Little E, seeing this, had the reincarnation seal on her forehead emit an extremely ancient aura, instantly absorbing all the elven power from the golden coffin. Her whole body hummed, as if it might explode at any moment. Die! Xiao Yan's gaze turned cold, and all his power surged. The eternal ruler once again flashed, and 6 fire sacred inscriptions fell from it, directly suppressing the golden coffin. Boom! The giant golden ruler exploded instantly, and countless vast ancient flames seeped into the golden coffin, striking it like it was a soft shell. The evil aura within the coffin rapidly weakened, and the angry, sorrowful howls echoed throughout the space. Vroom vroom. A circle of golden flame waves surged from the golden coffin, completely shattering the dark void. Countless evil auras were swallowed up, disappearing completely. Finally, it's dead. After all this was done, Xiaoyan felt a heavy weight on his body, but because of this battle, he had gained some insights into using the sacred inscriptions. Big brother. Little Yi hurried over to Xiaoyan's side, her gaze anxious as she spoke, not caring about the blood stains on her body. I'm fine. This guy is already dead. After speaking, Xiaoyan summoned the demonic cube, waved his hand, and absorbed the last trace of evil power into it. Even with such a method, completely eradicating the evil thoughts was no small feat. However, with the demonic cube absorbing its final source, this guy was completely destroyed here. As for the demonic cube, absorbing power equivalent to that of a 4th-tier evil thought had only filled it halfway. In the future, if Xiaoyan used demonic transformation again, his strength would likely reach an entirely new level. It's finally over. The void here shattered, and would likely collapse completely shortly. Xiaoyan put away the eternal ruler and sacred inscriptions, a bitter smile on his lips. Is the elven power just now alright? After dealing with everything, Xiaoyan finally turned to look at little E with some concern. The Cyan elven power used by the evil thoughts earlier was clearly part of the elven race clan leader's residual strength, immensely powerful and domineering. If little E hadn't absorbed it all, Xiaoyan might not have been able to defeat the evil thoughts. It should be fine. The reincarnation seal from Lady Yaoji can block all the elven power absorption, but I need some time. Little Yi's breath was extremely disordered, with purple and cyan energies flowing erratically within her body. Clearly, the two powers were engaged in some intense battle, so she said with a darkened expression, "Next, we need to take out the Elven race clan leader's token." Xiaoyan nodded. Although Little Yi's injuries were far from optimistic, the overwhelmingly difficult path of reincarnation had actually started to loosen under the clash of two forces. After exchanging a glance, the two of them instantly appeared beside the golden coffin. At this moment, cracks began to appear all over the golden coffin, clearly having been invaded by evil thoughts for far too long. Now, it had decayed beyond recognition, resembling a rotting piece of wood, ready to shatter completely at any moment. Just now, I suppressed the evil thoughts. With the help of the eternal ruler and sacred inscription, I've eliminated all the evil power from within the coffin. As for matters concerning your elven race, it's best if you handle it, Xiaoyan said, slapping Little Yi on the shoulder with a smile before stepping back slightly. The power within Xiaoyan's body was quite unique, not something that the elven race could harness. This opportunity now belonged to Little Yi. As the second elder brother, Xiaoyan naturally wouldn't try to compete. Okay. Little Yi nodded. Immediately, she was bathed in a purple halo and suppressed the cyan halo beneath her. Raising her hand, she pressed it against the golden coffin's edge, aligning the golden runes. As soon as Little Yi's palm made contact, a dazzling cyan glow erupted from the golden coffin. Then, without any fluctuations, it perfectly entered her body, guided by her reincarnation seal. Accompanied by a series of cracking sounds, the coffin lid was quietly pushed open by Little Yi. As soon as the coffin was opened, an overwhelming and terrifying aura erupted, like the mouth of a volcano, causing both of them to feel an immense pressure. They were forced to retreat several dozen steps. Even though this predecessor had fallen countless years ago, the terrifying pressure left behind was still enough to crush the bones of an 8-star Do Xian. Bitter white bones, a corpse, with countless evil runes spread over the bones. It seems it's been corroded for far too long. Little Yi flew over, resisting the overwhelming pressure of the Elven race's patriarch, her face filled with regret. She then performed a deep bow, her expression showing deep respect, before turning her gaze to the coffin. "Your Majesty, rest in peace." Xiao also bowed in respect. Such a hero, who had fought and died defending against the extraterritorial evil clan, was deserving of his respect. "Second brother, your Majesty is no longer with us. Though the corpse has been corrupted by evil forces, you carry this sacred flame. After purifying it, it will still be useful to you. Take it." Looking at the patriarch's desolate white bones, Little E spoke. The corpse of a reincarnation stage expert. Its value was immeasurable. "These things are of no use to me. Take them. They hold significant value for your path to reincarnation." Xiao waved his hand, and a brilliant amber flame engulfed the bones. Within a few breaths, the dark magic stains attached to the bones were completely purified. The bones themselves became increasingly crisp, exuding a faint ancient aura. Sigh. Seeing this, Little E could only shake her head helplessly. She quickly used purple flames to carefully gather the bones, treating them as though they were a precious treasure, placing them in front of her. "This, your Majesty, can be considered a hero," Xiao murmured. As the sacred flame purged the dark aura, Xiao subtly caught glimpses of memories related to this fire spirit clan leader. Dianli, a master of the profound realm, had been a pillar of strength during the first great war of the world. She led the fire spirit clan to countless victories, earning the deep respect of all life in the great thousand worlds. "Such clever little ones. You've fulfilled my unfinished wish. I'm glad I didn't become the eternal sinner of the fire spirit clan. Goddess Xiao, may you live forever. We are willing to follow you for eternity." As Little E gathered the bones, a magnetic female voice, fading away, echoed through the world and gradually dissipated. "Farewell, Elder." "Farewell, Clan Leader Dianli." Xiao and Little E bowed in unison, bidding farewell to the true ruler of the Fire Spirit Clan. The Elven ring, the token of the Elven clan leader, quietly remained on the corpse, now held by Little E. The title of Fire Spirit Clan leader had indeed become hers. Boom. Meanwhile, outside the golden coffin, the Great Elder and the two other elders suddenly felt an extremely powerful surge of energy sweeping out from the coffin. Such a force caused the usually calm Great Elder's expression to change dramatically. "Not good. Seal the golden coffin immediately. We must not let this being escape." The Great Elder took the lead, disregarding the evil force eroding her body. Endless flames erupted as she enveloped the golden coffin. If the evil thoughts returned, the Fire Spirit Clan would likely face disaster. "Great Elder, wait a moment." Marlin and Elder Yao were just about to activate their powers when they realized that the energy emanating from the golden coffin wasn't an evil aura. On the contrary, it was a gentle force that felt incredibly familiar and comforting. This power was intertwined with countless strands of cyan light and purple flames. As it materialized, it immediately surged towards every corner of the elven nest. Wherever it passed, whether it was lingering evil energy or the air itself, everything was cleansed with the purest purification. Has Goddess Xiao manifested? In that instant, all three of them directed their powers toward the Xiao statue beside them. Across the elven nest, in dozens of other nests, long-forgotten energies, like awakening dragons, slowly stirred. The evil forces that had once bound them were now completely gone. As they awoke, though their expressions were initially filled with confusion, upon feeling the cyan light, each of them gazed reverently at the statue of Goddess Xiao in the center of the nest. At this moment, a soft purple glow enveloped the Xiao statue, as if the bright moon had descended. The serene and peaceful aura filled the hearts of the many fire spirits present in the nest. The evil thoughts were destroyed, and the prosperity of the Fire Spirit Clan was about to begin. And all of this, perhaps, was connected to Little E and his companion. A wave of emotion welled up in the Great Elder's heart, and with a lump in his throat, hot tears uncontrollably fell down his cheek.